Do you like a challenge? Click on the challenge button and subscribe to my free 30-day real estate investing video challenge. Every day I'll get you a new video how I built my business doing 8 to 10 deals per week. It's 2.5 hours of hardcore training. Hours. Bird dogs, huge. Every one of you needs to have. I don't care if you're a bird dog, you need to have bird dogs, or I don't care if you're an investor, you need to have bird dogs. Okay? You absolutely, positively need to have people bringing deals. Don in the back of the room is a master of that. So he'll explain it to you if he ever gets up here again. But you need to have bird dogs. I mean, in all seriousness, bird dogs, you could build your whole business off bird dogs. You got to know what ads to run. What ad do you run? You just kind of explain what you're doing. Where do you run it? Of course, you run it on Craigslist. And you drive them either to a squeeze page or it's somebody to take the calls. When it comes to bird dogs, in my opinion, you only should be working with, we only work with experience. We would never take a bird dog and train them. Some people did. You know, we used to monetize in our bird dogs. We used to have training for them. We charge them for it. But aside from that, if you're not monetizing the new guy, you just got to work with experienced bird dogs. Okay? Oh, what's a bird dog? Just somebody that helps you find deals. Somebody that not a non-licensed, a realtor could be considered a bird dog. That's a licensed bird dog. Somebody who's not licensed is just a bird dog.
Earlier, I heard you use the word follow-up. And sitting here, what comes to mind is what separates the great from good. It's like, I'm hearing these presentations, I'm wondering.
Great from good, what? Investor or deal?
Well, you get a lead. You got more leads you can handle.
Mm-hmm.
You're a manager, you got to make a decision.
No. Totally wrong premise.
Well,
No.
time is money.
Mm-hmm.
If you got to make a decision, your valuable time, which one of the things that 3 people call you or 5 people call you, which one are you going to take and which one are you going to reject?
Wrong. Totally wrong premise. Totally wrong premise. Why do you think I have employees? Why do you think I take 1,000 seller calls a day? I have a big enough infrastructure. We treat every day. See, when you start making those emotional decisions, that's your first step to going in the wrong direction. You don't know. I don't know. When you're talking to a seller, how in the heck do I know that, God forbid, he's got a health issue that he's too embarrassed to tell me about? And the next guy I talk to tells me what I want to hear, how excited he is about selling, how he's got to sell, and he's totally BSing me. No, you never start out with that. You develop an infrastructure to handle and treat every lead the exact same way. In my office, every lead gets the respect of a human being, of somebody calling us, looking to sell their property to us, of whatever situation they may want to share with us, they may not want to share with us, then we're going to take them through the exact same process. The lead along in that process will reveal itself. Just like the market reveals itself. Just like the deals reveal themselves. The lead will reveal itself. But you are not to make that decision up front. You have to build an infrastructure that can handle all of that. Okay? So, I know I'm picking on you a little bit, but don't ever start out that way. If that's a good problem to have. If you got too many and you're trying to figure out what do I do, bring someone on board. The great thing about this business is this is the only business where you can have people work for you without paying them a salary, right? Think about it. Real estate, it's assumed. A realtor doesn't make a salary. An appraiser doesn't make a salary until he does an appraisal. You could, some people look at me and they're like, oh, well, yeah, you got offices, you got employees. That's all crap. In this business, you can have anybody do anything for you based upon commission. In this business, it is assumed you get paid part of the deal. When the deal sells, or when the deal funds, or when the deal is making money, everybody makes money. So if you're generating so many leads you can't handle them, don't get into qualifying. Get into leveraging with other people, right? That's how you do it.
How and at what point does the agreement allow for renegotiation of price?
During the due diligence. During the diligence, that's when you renegotiate price. Or you extend your part of your renegotiations is extending that due diligence too. That's why you always have to have cooperating sellers. You always want to disclose. You've got to disclose in this business. One of the biggest problems in this business is that for some reason people are afraid to tell their sellers what they're doing, right? Disclose, disclose, disclose. Whatever is going on in that deal, you should always be disclosing to your sellers. Because guess what happens then? Then you got a cooperating seller along the way. So then when you do have to extend your due diligence, and the seller knows what's going on in the process, it's very easy to buy yourself another 5 days or 10 days. Don't ever do deals where you're not disclosing absolutely everything. The only people that get in trouble in this business are the ones that do not disclose to buyers or to sellers. Nobody knows what the heck's going on, and then the whole thing caves in, and you're like, well, that strategy stinks. No, your execution stinks. But the strategy is a great strategy, right? Ramon, I'm way past where you wanted to be, right? Time-wise, what are you going to do? I could talk a little bit about how to build investors out, or I can cut it.
You want to take pictures, so we're making sure we get enough pictures of you.
He's taking pictures. That's a smart man right there. You want me to talk a little bit about how to build investor databases?
Yes, please.
Okay. So remember, I talked a little about marketing. Oh, by the way, my office right now, as we speak today, out of the marketing we're doing, we're pretty much living off 2 of those strategies. That's it. So don't think you got to do them all. There's a bunch of other ones that these guys can tell you about. You don't got to do every single thing in one. You just kind of get out there, you see what's working for you and all that. So on the wholesale model, obviously, you guys know it's all about marketing and finding a deal and moving a deal. Who do you move a deal to? You move it to investors, right? So let me just kind of give you a couple ideas how to build very large, very big investor databases. By the way, it could be argued that investor database is more important than the deal. Why? Because the more investors you have, the more wants there are, right? If you got one investor you're trying to wholesale a deal to, you better be in that investor's bullseye. It better be that perfect 4 and 2. It better be in that perfect zip code. It better be that perfect price range. It better be. It better be. It don't happen. When you got 1,000 investors, right? Now you can be in 50 zip codes. Now you could be at 60 price ranges. Now you could be in rentals, or you could be empty properties. You could be in fixer-uppers and all that. So you have to spend an inordinate amount of time developing investor database. When I got started in this business, after I lost a bunch of money, everybody who becomes successful in this business has like the exact same story. You get in, you lose everything, and then you rebuild it again, right? It's like we should stop telling that, because that would be like discouraging me from doing it. Like, oh, does that mean that's going to happen to me? But anyway, so that did happen to me, actually. I did lose a lot. And then I met a very successful investor, and he told me the back end is more important than the front end. He said, if you really concentrate on developing that back end, the investor database, he said, you will be a very successful individual. And literally, for a number of months, I did nothing in terms of finding deals. I spent an inordinate amount of time developing my back end. It was all about investors, all about investors. I'd meet with them pre-breakfast, breakfast, post-breakfast, brunch, lunch, drinks, everything. But it's all about that. Because, see, your investor database, and the guys sitting back there will verify this, they're more than just people to sell your properties to. They're everything, right? They're everything to you. If you have a big investor database, guess what? If you ever need money, what do? You send an email to the database. Hey, I got a deal for $50,000 in such and such area. I need 50 grand. Who's in? That's how you raise money. If you ever need a partner, where are you going to? You're going back to that investor database, right? Hey, I need a partner in this deal. If you ever need deals, where do you go to? Same investor database. Hey, I'm looking for a 3 and 2 in such and such area. You see? So this investor database, in essence, it could be argued, it becomes the heartbeat of the business. Your investor database becomes, it's how Ramon got you guys here. It's how he flips deals to. It's where his partners come from. I'm sure his money people come from. In this business, your investor database is absolutely essential. That's why investor database, or people to sell properties to, is probably not even a good verbiage, because it gets people thinking buyers, buyers, buyers. No, they're everything. They are the heartbeat of the business. So let me give you a couple quick ideas how to develop big, massive databases. One, the big one, internet search engines. Okay? You get on the internet, you're Googling investor type of terms. Find real estate investors, invest in real estate, we buy houses, real estate cash buyers, invest in REOs, buy short sales, buy apartment buildings. You're putting the word where you live, Atlanta, behind it. You know, find cash buyers, Atlanta, Georgia. Boom, you're going to see some cash buyers in Atlanta, Georgia. Invest in real estate, Atlanta, Georgia. You need to be doing it, so you need to be doing the internet. And again, I'm kind of glossing over this just to give you guys the big picture. Google Maps, unbelievable way to find investors. Get onto Google Maps, get the same thing in their search engines, great way to find investors. Yellowpages.com, literally in the URL, on the very last backslash, change the verbiage to like find real estate investors, invest in real estate. Awesome, awesome way to find it. Craigslist, Backpage, eBay Classifieds, all great way to find investors, right? Go to Craigslist, go to real estate for sale, go to for sale by owner, in the search bar, type in the word investor. All the ads, investor-based ads are showing up. Boom, extract those out. Those are all investors. Type in the word fixer-upper in the same search bar. All those are investment-grade ads. Extract all those people, right? Signage. The city is filled with signage. Like bandit signs, right? We buy houses, avoid foreclosure, cash at closing. Anytime you see one of those, you better be writing down their information. Sometimes you can see billboards out there. Jot down their information. Auctions. You should be at every single real estate auction, a foreclosure auction or a private auction. Because guess who shows up with investors? Guess who shows up at these auctions? Investors. Strong investors. Most of them tend to be cash. Unless it's some, like another one, you know, looking for investors. But those are very strong investors inside these auctions. RIA meetings like this. I mean, I know this is not a RIA meeting, but RIA meeting, Atlanta's filled with RIA meetings, aren't they? Like Georgia RIA, Atlanta RIA, whatever else. RIAs. Social media. You've got to be part of social media. If in today's world you're in this business and you do not know how to partake and utilize and profit from social media, you need to bring somebody on board that does. I mean, all you got to do is go to LinkedIn and type in the word investor. Incredible amount of people identify themselves as investors. Tremendous amount of groups. Facebook, tons of investors or people that have anything to do with investors are on there. Meetup.coms. I mean, just in Georgia, there's an ungodly amount of meetup.coms that have anything to do with real estate investors. See, that's how you're finding them. You're using all these sources. You're finding, first you develop a database. Oh, I'll do a little plug, you know. I'll do a little plug. I am exactly what I'm telling you I am. These guys back there will verify it. Everything I'm telling you right now, my office does and my people do. I know it's a very top-down view. I also have a coaching program where I work with individuals. So if you want to get from kind of concept mode to working with me directly, you can go to my website, coachingbypeter.com. Anyway, so what were we talking about? Oh, so first you build the investor database. Then what do? You qualify it. That qualifier is critical. Don't just build aimless lists of people you don't know who don't know you. They're worthless. So then you got to screen that list, right? So you're calling them up and you're building a relationship. You're telling them, you're asking them what they're looking for. Are they investors? Are they money people? Are they looking for partnerships? Do they have access to properties? Do they want more properties, right? So you're qualifying them, finding out about them, telling them about yourself. So that's the second part. First, develop a database. Second step, qualify the database. And here's the third step that kills every single person in this business, except for the successful ones. When you get a property, it is no longer a sale. It's a matching. You're matching. So when you have this property, you better know this database well enough that you don't have to email, you don't have to, now you should still email to build rapport, to increase your footprint in the market and all that. But the properties are sold probably 95 to 90% of the deals I do, that obviously I don't do myself, that my people do, but I bet you 95 to 90% of them are not done through our email list, which we have, are not done through texting, which we do. It's my sales guys, boom, Bob, I got the 3 and 2 that you want, it's in the zip code you want, it's at the price range you want, it's at the construction level you want. It's this, this, and this. It's a matching business. It is not, wholesaling is not a business of sales. The sale is made in that second step when you're building a relationship. That's when the sale is made. When you're building a relationship with that investor. You're selling him on you, your abilities, your this, you. You're qualifying him on him, his abilities, his. That's when the sale's made. That's when you become buddies. When you get the property, it's nothing but matching. So when you match it up to the right investor, he says, sounds pretty good. Then you ask the $1 million question, which no one ever asks. Bob, what are the steps to you closing the deal? What are the steps? My sales guys know, do never get off the phone with the seller who is interested in the deal and leave it like this, how most people leave it. Okay, go check it out. Tell me what you think. Ever used that one before? Or get back to me. Never. What are the steps to you closing the deal? I bet if you take a property here that I'm buying and the same property that Ramon wants to buy, he'll have a step, he has a process to buy it, and I have a process to buy it. And Don may have a totally different process to buy it. And if you ask 20 other investors, we all have different steps, right? Some people have to look at it. Some people have to send people to look at it. Some people use money. Some people use cash. Some people, have to have a brother-in-law look, whatever it is. Always know what the steps are. And then watch this. This is the key. This is why I do what I do. Be proactive in the sale, in the process. Meaning, well, here's what needs to take place. I got to look at it. My brother-in-law, who's my partner, has to look at it. Then our hard money guy's got to look at it. Then Billy, the constructions guy, got to look at it. And then when everybody signs off, we're closing. Guess what? Your responsibility to drive those steps, not his. He's got too many things going on to prioritize. He's got 30 other deals he's looking at, right? He's got 30 other people calling him wanting his time. So never, ever get off the phone without at least knowing the time and the place when that first step's going to be done. Okay, so the first step you're telling me, Bob, is you got to look at it, right? Mm-hmm. When can you do that? Well, I'm going to be in an area like Thursday. Let's zero this down, Bob. You better have a time and an exact time and a place when that first step's going to be done. And then it's your responsibility to make sure it gets done. So if it's happening tomorrow at 3, guess what? At 2:30, you better be calling him. Bob, just want to make sure that you're going to be there at 3, right? Okay, great. And guess what next time you call him? At 3:05, when he's probably getting out of it. Bob, what'd you think? Looks pretty good. I like it. Great. What's the next step? Oh, okay, brother-in-law. Hey, when can we get your brother-in-law to look at it? Well, I'll shoot him an email tonight. Now, let's do a 3-way call right now. You see, be proactive in your sale. You're either being reactive, which means you're just taking orders, and you might as well hire a $5 an hour employee to take orders. No, be a professional. Proactive. You got to drive it. I have one girl in my office. Anybody that watches my YouTube channel knows her by name. Her name is Mary. She is absolutely awesome. And this is how the whole world knows Mary. She drives all my closings. I could tell you stories about Mary, about what she does to get my closings done. At any point in time, I have 80 deals I'm working on in my office. And Mary sits in front of that in her office, and there's that board with 80 files. And she is proactive on every deal. Oh. If you don't have 80 deals going on, you don't need a Mary. But be proactive. Every deal, it is your responsibility to get it done. It is not the sellers. It is not the buyers. If you leave it to them, again, you're losing money. So be proactive in the sale. Anyway, listen, I've taken more time than I know that he wanted me to take. I appreciate you guys. Let me give you my phone number. It's 404-915-9685. If you got a deal you want to discuss, shoot me a text and I'll forward it to one of my people. If you need some stuff from coaching, you go to my website, coachingbypeter.com. Ramon and I are going to do a little class here on wholesaling coming up in a little bit. I'm sure he'll tell you more about that. But other than that, I really appreciate it.
Hey, you guys know what we do here. We do a ton of deals, and I have a one-on-one coaching program where I coach people just like you to help become very, very successful real estate investors. So if you're a buyer or you know other buyers literally all over the world that are looking for deals in a Georgia market, specifically concentrated towards Atlanta, you need to be on our buyers list. By now, you'll see my email scrolling across the screen. Send me an email. Just say, add me to the buyers list. And on a daily basis, you're going to get some terrific, both ROI and equity-driven deals emailed right directly to you through email. The other thing, if you're looking to become a successful investor, whether you're brand new, just getting started, or whether you're doing it already and you're looking to be a bigger, more sophisticated, more savvy investor, I know I could help you do that. Send me an email to learn more about my one-on-one coaching program, or better yet, right below this video, there's a link right directly to coachingbypeter.com. You can go straight there and learn more about how I could help you become very successful in this industry.